Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex Lord. The rotation competition is going to be fierce in 2024 in spring training. There's a number of candidates. We just talked about Michael Soroka. He could be in the mix. Bryce Elder, AJ Smith-Shawver, a lot of those guys. Colby Allard, if he's brought back, those guys could all be in the mix. And then obviously you have potential additions. We don't know if Charlie Morton is going to be retired, but we do know there's going to be competition for those final spots. And I think everyone is hoping AJ Smith-Shawver solidifies himself next year as a piece of this rotation. And you have a stat, Alex, for us that should give us some confidence that he's going to be able to do that. And I guess it will still be his rookie year.
Yeah, absolutely. It will still be his rookie year. The kid's only 20 years old, 77 innings in the big leagues, went from high A to the big leagues in one season. It also was on the postseason roster, got some burn against the Phillies outside of maybe he was left in for an inning too long after that Bryce Elder start. He looked pretty good against a dominant Phillies lineup. But this comes from MLB.com. They highlighted an impressive stat from each team's top prospect or just the most projectable prospect, and ours was AJ Smith-Shawver, obviously. He had a 169 batting average against with a K rate of 11.5 per 9 over 62 minor league inning, which is just absolutely unfathomable. It's frontline starter stuff. And that number didn't jump up dramatically in the big leagues either. He has a 0.813 batting average against in the big leagues. I mean, this kid has got frontline starter stuff. I mean, he's got a wicked fastball, wipeout slider. He's got everything you'd want to be a guy that could potentially be paired with Spencer Strider for the long term. I mean, you talk about if this guy could put it all together, and obviously Max Fried will be here in 2024. Let's just assume maybe the Braves don't stick with him or hand him a contract extension. You love Spencer Strider and AJ Smith-Shawver if he could put it all together. I mean, just talk about flamethrower arms. I mean, those would be two of the nastiest stuff in terms of starters, the MLB right now. I mean, it's just unfathomable.
Yeah, there's no doubt AJ Smith-Shawver still has some stuff he has to work on it, particularly in his secondary pitches and other stuff like that. But what he did this year was remarkable. I mean, I remember when we first started this show, 6 months ago, and I first started bringing his name up, and the guy was in high A Rome, and I was like, all right, he made it to double. And I was like, hey, don't be surprised if this guy makes his major league debut. A month later, he's already in the majors. So his rise alone was just something that you don't see. And the guy, people forget, is 20 years old. He was damn near the youngest, Major League Baseball or Major League pitcher we've ever seen. Like, he was up there with those kind of guys. So yes, there's still stuff to work on, but what he did this year really needs to stand out, and that this is one of the really premier pitching prospects in the entire game. And there is a lot of stuff to be encouraged by. And I think there's a very good chance he wins a spot out of camp. But even if he doesn't, that's not something to be discouraged by. He's 21 years old. Like, he is so far ahead of the curve, especially you have to consider this guy just started pitching 3 years ago. Just started pitching 3 years ago. This guy was going to Texas Tech for football. Like, he was a position player. He was going to get drafted as a position player. He just started pitching, and everyone was like, oh my God, this guy can throw 96. Oh, we need to reconsider what he is. Braves sign him over slot. He's obviously rocketed through the system. He's been unbelievable. I really think AJ Smith-Shawver is going to be a huge piece of this team. And what he did this year, I think, just solidified everybody's faith in what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's a ball of clay at this point, and what the Braves do with it is up to them, because he has the potential to be an ace. He has the stuff and the potential to be an ace in this league. He's a ball of clay right now, to your point that there is stuff that he absolutely needs to work on. Nobody, regardless of the sport, especially baseball, is a finished product at 20 years old. Not even close, but he's a ball of clay. He's got some of the best pitchers in the world around him: Spencer Strider, Max Fried. He soaked up a year of Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton may also be back. Kranitz is an unbelievable guy. So I think that there's plenty for him to soak up around him to realize his full potential, which is frontline starter ace stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a better organization really for pitchers outside of maybe the Tampa Bay Rays. I mean, they're going to develop this kid into something special. I really believe that. Hopefully we see more of it next year, and maybe there's a rookie of the year in his future. Coming up after the break, Eddie Rosario is a Gold Glove finalist.